Welcome and good evening to everyone. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's session, and thank you all the audience for being so active and enthusiastic throughout the yesterday's session and the game that we played. So thank you for that, and we are very grateful to you all as well. But now let us come on to the most important part for today. Now, Dish Towards Open Source is an event that we have planned for 5 days from 26th to 30th, and today is the second day for that session. Before we start with our session, today's session, I would like to introduce you to our speaker, today's speaker. So he is Rohan Kulkarni. Rohan is currently pursuing his CS degree from Siagat Institute of Technology, and he is involved in various open source contributions that helps him level up his experience and knowledge. Now he is focusing on full stack development and with MERN stacks, and he was also the coordinating project manager for LGM SOC. Okay, so now he's also the web head at GDSC at Siagat Institute of Technology. So let's dive deep into the GitHub and VS Code today. So over to you, Rohan.
Yeah, thank you, Mayuri. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen. Just a minute. Everyone, please confirm me in chat. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, great. So today we'll be looking at open source and how to contribute to open source. What is open source? So we will be using VS Code for doing our contributions. It will be a hands-on demo workshop in which you all can also create a pull request, commit changes, all that things which are required for making changes to a real project. So this is a brief introduction about me, as Mayuri already have introduced me. So for today's session, the agenda will be like, we will be looking at a firstly introduction to the open source. Then we will look at a basic installation setup of Git and VS Code also. After that, we will create a few repositories and then try to make changes into that. So that will be part of a workshop. Then I will also share some resources from where you can learn all those Git commands, the VS Code extensions. And finally, we will be having a Q&A session where all of you can ask your doubts. So open source, yes, the collaboration first, code second. As I'm a part of a AD Hub community, which supports the saying that in the open source, we need to collaborate first. The coding part comes second. It means that if we help someone in getting something right, the person will also help us in some other way. So that is the motive of the open source. So exactly what is a open source software? So open source software is a code which we can modify and distribute as we need. It's open source software are developed in decentralized and collaborative way, which rely on a peer reviewing. Peer reviewing means if I submit a pull request, then few of my peers will review my changes and let me know that are the changes perfect or there need to be some modification in that. So yes, open source is a more cheaper than the paid versions of software. It is also more flexible. So yeah, that's why open source has become a movement and a way of working that reaches beyond the software production. Open source movement uses the value of decentralized production model of open source to find out new ways to solve the problem in communities and industries. So these are the some few definitions of open source taken by Red Hat. So yeah, what are the values of open source? So why should we contribute to open source or why should we rely on the open source software? So firstly, the peer review thing, which I explained recently. Second one is transparency. So transparency means that for a certain project, nothing data is hidden from you. Every part of a code is visible to you, so you can check it and make sure that everything is fine and working perfectly. Again, reliability means many people are working on a single project, so if something went down, there will be a lot of work support which will help the thing to get running. Flexibility means for contributing to open source, you don't need to a fixed time bound. Means, for example, in a job, you need to sit for 9 to 5 and work on a particular task. In open source, it's nothing like that. You can just have a free time in a cafe and have a look at few bugs, create issues. Yeah, so it's very flexible when you work with open source. Lower cost in the sense means people don't get paid for being open source. It's just part of giving to the community which we belong to. The project admin don't restrict you to perform a certain work in a certain style. Obviously, there are certain restrictions as per the project rules, but they are not as per in the company. And open collaboration, you meet people around the world, you exchange knowledge, you learn so many things. So these are the few values which we can say as a value of open source. Then from where we can start, how we can start, and when we can start. So this is a small code. Open source is for everyone. Even if you don't know code, you can still contribute to open source as a part of a documentations. Documentations are nowadays the major role playing for any projects. For example, React project is there. In React, documentation plays a very important role. Means if we stuck at some point, we just go to documentation and check what are we going wrong, or what exact the bug we are trying to solve it. So you can check the documentation, that will also help you. So yes, from where we need to start. So GitHub is a platform. I mean, it is a provider of internet hosting for software development and version control using Git. There are other options like GitLab and Bitbucket also. But to be honest, I am only familiar with GitHub, and most of us are only familiar with GitHub. So I selected GitHub as a means a platform where we will be looking for projects. Then how we can contribute to a project? This is the most common question which I get frequently. So yes, you can navigate to the GitHub. I will also show how to do that. So let's have a look first. So you need to find a project. After finding a project, you need to check all that project. Means you need to read the README file. Again, the code of conduct, contributions guideline, but that will help you to understand the objectives of the project. Means it will help you to know how the project admin is looking towards the project. That will help you in making the changes to the project and also suggesting changes and fixing bugs. Then you can collaborate with the peers which are working on the project. You can check the issues, read discussions. That will help you in knowing the exact goal and at what stage the current project is. And if you even if you don't know what to do, you can learn on the go. That will also help. Means there is not restriction that you should learn first and then contribute. It's nothing like that. And after learning, you can implement the things, you can fix the bugs. Also, you can suggest some features and get accepted by the project admin or the mentors who are working on the project. And then they will suggest you that you can do these changes, or you can do why you don't do these changes. They will also provide a valid reason for that. Yes, and at last you can also contribute to the documentations. Means you can go through the project. The project setup part is also important. The documentation also cover the project setup part, which you can improve so the beginners can get through the setup part very easily. That is also one of the major contributions. So when I can start for open source, means when exactly should I start to contribute? So you don't need to be expert. As I said, you don't need to how to code. Means at this point you will learn gradually, but just you need to be inclusive. Means you should not harm anyone by saying some bad things or arrogant language. these all these includes in the code of conduct of the project. You need to be collaborative. You need to a good learner means if someone suggests some changes, you need to accept those and learn with that. You don't need means you should not be like that. These are the my changes and I will only work with this. You should also need to adjust sometimes. And at last you need to be a patience means with the open source project mostly the time zone is the major concern because the person living in North America will see your message or a comment after 12 hours and the reply will you will also get reply after 12 hours, so you need to be patient, not each time, but yes, you need to be patient. So what is a Git? So basically Git is a version control system which helps you to track the changes of a particular project which you are making gradually. Means for example, you make some changes now, you make some changes 2 days ago. So Git will help you in keeping the track record of these changes. You can consider the Git as a book which keeps the history of the changes. So let me know in chat that have you done the setup of a Git? If everyone has done setup, we can go with the installation of VS Code part. Okay, so I am able to see many have done the setup. Just make sure that the things which I am telling you have done those. So just a quick revision type. So you need to download a Git first, install Git as a regular software, then open Git Bash and then run these two commands. So these two command means that you are telling your Git version control system that make my global name as the which you enter there and global email as this one. So this will, whenever you commit the changes to the GitHub or any other platform, this will be constant. Means your name will be the same and your email will be the same. This will help the other person to track that by whom these changes are made. So yeah, that is about the Git setup. I think every one of you have done it. VS Code setup have it's. Let me know is it done? Yeah, as many of us are using VS Code nowadays, so I hope the setup is done. Just make sure that you have means let me show you one thing. Okay, so is my VS Code visible?
Yes.
Okay, so I will create a new folder and open it.
Can you show that git commands again?
Yeah, sure. I will do one thing. I will paste those in chat. That will help you to directly copy that. They are just a very basic setup commands. Means you will also get through the website. I will also show from where I have got these commands. Without these commands, you can't contribute to means GitHub or any other platform. So I have took this command from a Git website. Yeah. So from here you can get that how much important role a documentation is playing. So in the reference module, we can go to the config files and this will also show you the basic setup. Here are all Git commands. And one thing I will like to share, that is GitHub cheat sheet. From here you can take the GitHub cheat sheet and use it. It is a very handy thing and it will be also helpful for you. See from here we got those commands: git config, global username to name, and it also explains the what the particular command is doing. So I will also paste the link in the chat so you all can go and download it. Yeah, so just make sure that in VS Code you are able to see this initialize repository here. Just let me know is it visible or not in your VS Code. So it means that your VS Code is properly connected to the GitHub. And even if it not, you can just click this thing which is showing sign into GitHub or something like that. I don't know exactly what it will be showing. So you can just click, it will be redirect to the GitHub web page and it will ask for you permission to connect VS Code. You just need to click yes and copy the token, come back to VS Code and then paste it. That's it. Nothing much. Okay, so I hope it is okay till now. Yes,
Sir, can
it's
I
a
do,
basic.
because many of them did not even do the URL, they did not even set up the Git. We were just told to
Okay,
install. Yeah.
okay. Means should I run the commands?
Yes, sir, because
Git
many
commands.
of them don't know how to use that.
Okay, sure. So this is my Linux terminal. I will just copy the command and paste it into that. So here I will write my name. You can open any terminal. Just make sure you do this after the setup of Git. Means you will download Git, install it as a normal software or game, which we usually do. So I think there it should not be much problem. And after doing the setup, you just run this command, hit enter. It will be done. That's it. Nothing much. And you can check through this git conflict minus minus list. See, here you will get that username is equal to Rohan Kulkarni and user.email is equal to this is my email. So this is the way you can check that you have done this already or not. Means there will not be a confusion. Should I paste the second command also in the chat box? So yeah, you can use this command for getting know what username or email you have entered in the list. Yeah, so and let me know, have you all created a GitHub account? Cool. And if you are doing Git setup, let me know once we are done. Means we will wait for if anyone is doing, let me know. We will wait and we can continue later. Okay, Priyanka, just let me know once you are done, we will continue then. Till that, if anyone has some doubt till now, you can go ahead. And I will be also giving a Git command sheet so you can get all these commands here. Yeah, these are all the commands which you can use if you are contributing with the help of Git. For today, I think VS Code will be a better option as it is very easy when it comes to contribution with the help of VS Code. I hope you all are familiar with the basic terms. If not, no worries, I will explain that. So let's have a look at a glossary here. It was not planned, but let's see what it is. So Git, an open source distributed version control system, as all of us know. GitHub is a platform for hosting collaborative Git repositories. So yes, commit. Commit is one of the important things. So you can have a look at commit as a snapshot. And for example, a particular stage of a project at which you are saving the particular means you are saving that project and then making changes, and the next changes will be considered as a next snapshot. Means you can just consider it as you are taking the screenshot of a particular project. Yeah, okay. Everyone done with the git setup? Just reply me in chat. We will go ahead with the github then. Okay, cool. So let's have a look at what is github exactly. Is there anyone who have not done, means who is visiting GitHub for the first time? Means I will also able to tell that what is exactly is GitHub, how to navigate through it, how to explore GitHub.
Actually, we have FEs here, so they are like new to open source. So it will be very grateful to like just show them like how to navigate and everything.
Okay, sure. Uh, Means should I show how to create account also? I can show that with a private window and then come to my account
No,
later.
it's fine. I guess everyone have created their account. We instructed them beforehand only by sending them the link.
Okay, then it's cool. I will just help them to navigate through whole GitHub, and then we will create a repository and make the changes there. Okay, so this is how GitHub looks when we come to the GitHub homepage. Your GitHub will look differently because as you have not means you might not have the activity session there. You will have create a repository or something like that. So the main thing that is your profile. So just let me know. Do you know about the special README profile of GitHub? Have you created one for you? This profile means as you are able to see that it is a README file which is in a markdown format, and I have mentioned it's like a short resume of myself. I have added projects, social links, GitHub stats. Okay, Aditi knows it. Okay, so for creating a README, I am having one resource that will be more helpful. Just a minute. Okay, so I will find the link and share it here. So let's have a look at what the README profile consists of, or what a profile page consists of. So in the navigation, you will be able to see the repository section, the project sections, and the star sections. Stars means you can consider it as a liking the particular repository. Means on Instagram or Facebook, we just like the photo. Similarly, on GitHub, we just star the repository. So yeah, this is a course made by a GitHub star Eddie Geode, which will help you in making your free means README profile. It is 30-minute course. You can go through it. I know him personally, so it is the one of the best course which is available for making the GitHub profile. Yeah, obviously it's free, so you can have a look at it. And it's not much hard to make the profile. You just need to create a repository with the same name of your username. Once you can see this is my username and this is my readme file name. So I will also show how the repository looks like. Yeah. So this is the special repository. As you can also see here, please confirm me in chat, is the zoom level okay? Or should I need to increase it? I think this will be okay. Okay. Yeah. So in this, you are able to see these few files. Top banner.gif, it's just the GIF file which is present here. The main file is this readme.md. So what this file is doing, this is the exact content which you are able to see on my profile. So this file is written in a markdown format. Markdown format is a very similar format to the HTML, or a very simple format in which you can just write down the things. Like I have majorly used HTML in that, but markdown, you can just Google through the markdown syntax. That will also help you in making your own file. Just you can't include the CSS in these files. This is due to the security issues. You can just refer the markdown cheat sheet if you need any help. We'll also drop out the link. Okay, so yeah, this is the table syntax. This is a code block syntax. There are many more things. You can have a look at. So yeah, this is the code for the my readme file. You can also make yours and let me know how it is. So yeah, you can grab these graphs from these links. You can just go through the section, image section, and then just change your username, and that will also make that graph for yours. Or I will also provide the site. I don't remember it exactly, but I will also share it. No issues. Yeah, that is about the readme file. And here are the organization which I am a part of, like AD is there, Equicode is there, Let's Grow More is there, Coders Evoke is there. This is my college GDSC club. Then Coders Community is there. Michi Spotlight, which I think Vaishnavi is from your college only, who is running Michi Spotlight. Yeah, so, and this is a contribution graph. It's just show the record of commits which you have made throughout the year or last 12 months. Here you can pin some personal repositories, means favorite ones, which you want to show to the recruiter if he or she visits your profile. Here is a repository section in which you can view your own repositories. Yeah, I think it is enough about the exploring thing. Yeah, the most important, explore, GitHub Explore. From here you can search for the projects which you will like to contribute. Means here you will get the real world projects like the React project. You will get it here. Yes, Facebook React. So this is a standard format where you can look for a project. So like this, here are the issue section. In issue section, you will get the current issues which are going through the React. You can just go here, for example, if you know how to solve this issue, you can just ask about that. I will like to solve the issue. Just be polite, and the maintainer will have a look at it and assign you the issue. Then you can discuss about how you are going to make the changes to the particular issue. Then you can commit those changes. I will show how to do all those things. Then after pull request, you can come here and create pull request. The pull request will be merged. So as you can see, these are the merged pull request and these are the cancelled ones. And the open ones are visible like the green. So yeah, as of now, for the basics, this much is important. And yes, this is a project readme file which you can read while contributing. And don't forget to read the contribution guidelines before making any changes to the project, because every project has their own structure. Means we can't disturb their structure. We should not, means in React or JavaScript projects, the ES lintener also plays an important role. If we do not set up the ES lintener for a particular file in our laptop or PC, the whole code changes its syntax. That will also destroy the whole project, because the GitHub action runs as per the syntax. I can show it to you here. So yeah, as here you can see, these many actions are running. So while running the each action, it is checking that is the code as per the syntax of the project. So yeah, this is how action runs, and after completing the green signal, you will get that the syntax is okay, and now you are ready to merge the pull request. I will also show how that appears. So for example, here is a green tick. It means that 35 out of 35 checks are okay, and this pull request is good to merge if the changes are valid. See, you can see it here. All 35 checks are passed. So this is a basic. From here you can fork the repository. I will explain what exactly fork is, what exactly clone is, and anything more which you will like to know about GitHub. Means in general, not as part of a code or a contribution things. Let me know in chat if it is something that you are interested to know about. So yeah, I think that much it is. We can go on and create repository. So let me know it is okay till now. Okay, linking VS Code to Git. So you don't need to link VS Code to Git. You need to link VS Code to GitHub actually. Uh, how can I show? Because I have already linked my GitHub to the VS Code. So what we should do? Let me check something. Can we get something online? Because I am not having the pictures or screenshot which with the help of which I can explain to you. Yeah, so here it is. I hope Abdul, you are saying about the same thing. It will be showing like this if you are not logged into the GitHub. So I will also drop down the link so you can take it for reference. So you need to first sign into the GitHub. Then yeah, while signing, it will ask you about the what we say that token. GitHub will provide you one token, and you need to copy and paste that token into VS Code. That's it. Yes, I have sent this link. Let me know if it is done. If it is not, no, actually we don't need any extension for setting the GitHub. We just need to sign in, and it will redirect us to the GitHub page, and from that page we can just copy one token and the signing is done. These are all the extensions which I have installed. If you like, I can also share a file in which all these extensions are included. So as of for today's session, let me find if some extension is important. So no, as such, I don't think for today we will be needing any extension. Yeah, this is a special feature of a VS Code only. And if it is not there, I think there will be an update for VS Code which you can update and you will get the feature inbuilt. Okay, how to host web pages to GitHub? On GitHub, we can host the static web pages only. We cannot host the dynamic web pages. I will also show how we can host the static web pages to GitHub. What we will do, we will create a very simple website and we will host that. I hope that will be okay, Kshitija.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so if everyone is okay, we can go on and create a repository. So our hands-on demo will get started. Abdul, let me know that is your VS Code connected to GitHub? Because until it is not connected, we can't do anything. Means you will not be able to commit the changes to GitHub with the help of VS Code. Actually, I already connected, so I will not be able to explain the demo. But no issues. If you are getting any problem, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram anywhere. I will be happy to help you all. So now let's go and create a repository. Yeah, so you can just go on this plus button. Let me zoom it. Yeah, plus button, new repository. You will be able to see a template. You can also select a template, but let's create a simple repository. What should be the name? So let's give. mm, Okay. Hack Club Riot, right? Kshitija, the community name is Hack
Yeah.
Club Riot.
Yes, it is
Actually,
Hackweb RAIT.
Okay.
actually, we have the repo, like we have made our repo for the Hacktoberfest. So should I share that so you can like I'll add a collaborator as you in that.
That will be also okay, but I can show how can we create a new repository here. So that why I was
Yes,
creating a new
sure. Then
repository.
you can just name it as bridge towards open source. So it will be
Okay.
like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I will write the community name and then bridge to open source.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So you just need to provide the name here. Bridge to towards open source. Okay. Towards source. Hack Club. Right. So long name, but it's okay. No problem. So in the description, you can provide for exactly what this repository is created. It's just a formal things. You don't need to, as it is written the optional there. But as a part of a conventions in open source, we will provide a short description. This is a repository which is created for a workshop under Hack Club Riot. So you can select the mode of the repository. It is available as a public and private also. I will keep it as public because as my other friends will also able to see that what we have done in today's session. So here is a README file which you can include or not include. Totally depends on you. But I will suggest that if you are creating some project, do ensure that you are including the README files. Git ignore, it means that in a node setup or a Python setup or any setup, there are some files which you should not push to GitHub. Means, for example, there are some secret API tokens in a project which you should not push to GitHub. So this git ignore file helps the GitHub to understand that we should not pull those changes from the project. Means those changes we need in our computer for running the project, but we should not upload those to the GitHub because these changes are individually. Means the API token key for myself is different than the API token key for for the same project also. So each language has their own git ignore files. So for Node, the .env file get hidden. For Python, I don't have exact idea, but for C++ also the .env get hidden. So as of now, we don't need this, so I will not tick this. License, there are many license. You can just select any if the project is normal. If you are having some good project, then you can just go to the YouTube. There is one video in which AD has explained about the license. You can have a look to it. I will share the link. Means you can just go through the video once, means you will understand what is the role of each license. Okay, so Aditi is asking what's the use of template. So, okay, let's explain what the use of template. I'm having one template for Michi Spotlight. Let me show how this works. So yeah, this is the basic template for Michi Spotlight, which consists of code of conduct, license, and the main thing is in this folder, which is the issue templates and workflows, like the actions. So basically, you can think the template as in a simple work, the files of the project which you need in every project. Means for example, the README file you need in every project, the issue and the pull request templates you need in every project, then code of conduct you need in every project. So you can just club these 4 to 5 files in one repository and set it to the template. And you can use these repository templates in other projects, which also consist of these files and other than that. So it is just a shortcut which will help you in creating. So let's use the MIT basic license. Yeah, this is all about the repository creation. Let's create a repository. So yeah, this is a repository. I will drop the link in chat so you all can come and have a look at this repository. Okay, so yeah, from here, this is a basic look how a repository looks when we create it. So as here you can see that this is a readme file which you added in description, exactly gets copied into readme. You can also edit it later. So let's, from here you can start the repository. By the way, starting a repository, it's just like showing, means it's just like helping others or getting watched. Means the star repository comes in above when someone searches for a particular word or a particular language projects. The most star repository are at the top ones. So let's start the workshop. I hope everyone have visited the GitHub repository and have a look on it. Can we start the forking and cloning process? Okay. So let's understand what exactly forking means. So as you can see here, uh, it is my name, means my username and the repository name. So if I click on fork, it is asking me in which community should I fork this. Means this community I'm having the collaborator access. So it is letting me create a copy of this repository for the particular community. So when you will click the fork button, it will ask that, means, okay, I will show one example of any other repository. For example, this repository. I don't know whose repository is this, but let's fork this repository. So when I click fork, it is showing me my username here. It means that it is asking me that do you need the copy of this repository for your account? And the repository will be copied as my one. So if I click here, you can notice the changes here. My username, then the repository name. It means that this project copy I am having. Means I can do changes in this copy only. I can't do the changes in the original one. I can't do changes here, but I can't do changes in my copy of that repository. So yeah, let's see how we can delete this. We just go down, click on delete this repository and copy this, paste it here. Just make sure when you delete the repository, you can't undo the changes. Okay, so yeah, it is our repository. Yeah, great response. 4 forks already. Let's see who are interesting peoples. Okay, so yeah, Aditi has fork, Rahim has fork, one autumn, Suvendu. Okay, so just one means optional suggestion to all of you. Please keep the username of GitHub or at least the name of GitHub with the name of yours. Because if some recruiter is visiting your GitHub profile, he or she should notice that this person is one whom I know. Or if the particular person faces you in real life or somewhere or other, the person might identify that I have seen his GitHub profile. So just a suggest as a part of suggestion, please keep your username as a familiar to your name. It should be unique. It should be quite rememberable. Yeah, the first task for contributing to any project means as a part of a setup of a project that you need to fork the repository. Then the next part, you can click here. You can copy this code. Go to terminal. Okay, so I will open the terminal in home file. Okay, yeah, we have created one folder. Okay, div riot. Then I will open the terminal in this file. Let me know, is it visible, the terminal part? I hope it will be visible now. Okay. So for cloning the project, you need to give one command, that is git clone, and then paste the link which we have copied. So let's understand what this command is exactly doing. So git, this command is telling git to clone the repository which is present at this link. Means the git is asking the version control system or the browser or the internet to download the source code of the project which is present at this URL. You can just think clone as a downloading the project to your local system. So when we click enter, the project is getting cloned and it will be present here. Yes, the folder is downloaded. So what we will do, we will open the folder. So this is a normal command. We write code and then bridge towards the open source. It's not the git command. For opening any folder in VS Code, we just write the code and then name of the folder. That's it. So I will close the other VS Code. You can also close the terminal, no problem. Both terminals. Okay, so this is our project repository in VS Code, as you can see here. Everyone is with me or anyone is facing some problem? Let me know. I will have some water. Till that, let me know if everyone is have cloned their repository and opened it. Yeah, if you are facing some problem, you can unmute and ask it. No problem. Which link, Ayush? The repository one or some other? Thank you, Abdul, for sharing it. Okay, so let's get to the next part. After cloning the repository, the means it is a part of a process which we do in every project. Now, the things which we will be doing now for a few more time, it is independent because for some projects you need to make some other changes, for some you need to do some other changes. So it is independent as a part of particular project. So what we will do, we will create a basic homepage for our community or something like that. Let's see index.html. I will not waste much time. I will just quickly create. Let me know if everyone is familiar with the HTML thing, HTML and CSS. I will also explain in a very brief because it's session about open source and it will be not okay to explain about the web development things. But yeah, sure. I will also like to have one session with all of you about the web development. Okay, no problem. Yeah, HTML is no issues. The very basic thing we are gonna do. Bridge towards open source. So let's do a quick fun task. Drop out your in which year you are studying. Just mention it in chat. Till that, I will create the page. Okay, so mostly every one of you is from the second and the first year. Great. So what we will be doing here, we will create a box in which we will be entering our name or something like a list type. So it will be a fun task also, and you all can also it, contribute to it. So yes, let's just we will keep a paragraph task. For example, my name. And what else we can include in that? Any suggestions or just name will be enough? Let me know in chat if you are having any suggestion which we can include with name. And one more thing, Shitija, till when we can have this session? Means, is there any time bound?
We can continue it till 6:15.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just the hosting part and the commit part is remain. It will be done till 6:15. No problem. Okay, so I don't know you all are familiar with this Go Live extension of VS Code or not. It will simply host your website in the form of like this. Let me check. Okay, yeah. So let's make it look some attractive. Let's add some styling here, or let's add a different style sheet. Just this is how you can link CSS if you don't know. I think it's a very easy part, so all of you can know. Just give me 5 minutes. I will arrange all these things. That will be okay. What we can do? And this all comes in a designing part. You don't need to worry about all these things. So just 1 minute. Solid black. Okay. I hope that will be okay. Let's add some background to body. Green. Okay. Golden red. Yeah. A very quick. Let's see how it works. Yeah, it's working. So we just need to give margin. This one. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's working fine now. As you can have a look at here. Let me have a look. What is in comment? Meanwhile, how many of you? Okay, no problem. So just let me explain all this in very short. So what you all have to do is that you have to fork the repository. Firstly, you have to clone the repository. You have to open the repository in a VS Code. Come to the index file. You don't need to go to CSS file. Just you need to drop your name here. For example, whose name should we try? So let's take for example Ankit is here. So I will copy Ankit's name and you don't need to copy, you can just enter your name and click here save. So just this fun thing you have to do. So for example, I have entered my name now. So you can consider it as a changes you made to any certain project. Means for example, it's a very small change as of now, but it can be a big. The process remains same all of us. So you can just go to the source control thing. Should I zoom or is it okay? Should I zoom the screen of VS Code or is it okay?
It's okay for me.
Okay, cool. We'll just zoom a little bit. Yeah. So you just need to go to these three dots, which will provide the more actions which you can do on VS Code. Go to the changes, stage all changes. It means that you are okay with all these changes and you are ready to go for commit. You can also undo the stage changes. You can just click here and the stage changes will undo. So let's stage the changes. After staging the changes, you need to commit those changes. Means you are committing changes means you are taking a screenshot of the changes. Commit stage. This will ask you a commit message. So for example, commit message. It is a feature update. Added list for adding names. It's just a random message. You can add any. After putting message, just press enter. The changes are committed. Now what we need to do, we need to push these changes to GitHub. Means the changes which we have committed are in our local repository, the repository which is in our laptop. So for making the GitHub to aware of these changes, we need to push them. So you can go here, you can just push these changes. Yeah, that's it. And keep one thing in mind, when we clone a repository and visit the repository after a few days or 2 to 3 days or after some span, just pull the changes. Means for example, if someone has created a pull request and the pull request is merged after you clone the repository, so that can create a merge conflicts because the copy which you are having and the copy the GitHub is having is different. So that can raise the merge conflict. So don't forget to pull the changes. Actually, I can also explain the merge conflict, but that will be a little bit difficult for the first timers as they have not faced the merge conflict. So let's do it some another day. For now, we will just go with the basic things. So now our changes are reflected on GitHub. Let's have a look. So this is our GitHub repository. When I refresh the repository, you are able to see these two files, index.html and style.css. You can also see the message, added the list for names. So what you can do is, so for hosting the pages, just go to the settings, scroll down, pages, select the main branch, the root folder and save it. This will provide you a link of a website which will be required 5 minutes or few time to get hosted. So yeah, this is how you can make changes to any project. It's just a very simple process. There are few steps: fork, clone, then make changes, stage changes, commit changes, push changes, and then create pull request. So for creating pull request, what I will do, I will create a new branch. So you can see here, you can create a branch like this. For example, I will create a branch, create PR. So this is my new branch. In this, what I will do is that I will add the date for the today's session. Date, what is today's date? 27 December, 5 p.m. Means what I have done, I have made some changes. I will commit the changes. Okay. So we will learn how to make a pull request now. Just we can go to the new pull request. We can select our create PR branch here, because from create PR branch we are making the changes to the main branch. Means from create PR to main we are creating a pull request. So you can just create the pull request and then as we have added docs, we can write updated read me file with date. Yeah, that's it. You can also provide description. Description usually consists of the screenshots of the changes you have made or a few instructions which the project admin have given to you, like these things. You will get to know all this gradually. You don't need to learn anything. Means you don't need to by heart that description should be like this, the syntax should be like this. All these things you will know gradually. Then you can create the pull request. Yes, and it will be like this. So as I am the owner of this repository, it is showing me that merge pull request. So let's merge the pull request, confirm merge. Okay, so yeah, after merging pull request, it will show how to, means it will show option to delete branch. So you can also delete the branch. So it will not be a clutter that so many branches are there. Yeah, it is reflected in our main branch also. So let's check what happened to our hosted page. Refresh. I hope it will be live as of now. Okay, we need to wait for some more time. Okay, so yeah,
Sorry,
let's check. Yeah,
sir,
go
you're
on.
going too fast.
Uh, which one?
Sir, actually, you're
Means,
going too fast. Yeah.
which one you don't get?
Pull and
From where? From where you
from
don't get?
pull and like
From where?
where you committed the changes.
Okay, from committed changes.
Yeah.
So, see, did you get the VS Code one part after the
Yes, sir.
push?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so have a look here. In the bottom action bar, you are able to see the two number. So it is means that you are having the two pull request, means sorry, two commits which are there on the GitHub side, but you are not taken it on the system side. So you can just click here and take those two changes. So as you can see here in a readme file, the date is also updated. So let me know, is the VS Code part clear? In the
Yeah, it's clear.
stage, commit and push. Only three things you have to do from VS Code. Everyone, is the VS Code part clear? I will explain the GitHub part once again, no problem. I think you will not getting the branch and the pull request part.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Abdul, no need to call me sir. I'm just 1 year ahead, so you can call me by name. And in open source, usually we don't call anyone by sir and madam. We just go on with their names. As Shitija and everyone is senior to me, I just go on with the names.
Okay, Rohan.
Yeah, cool. So let's check is our site there ready. So what is problem I'm not getting? Might be there's some problem in our HTML file. Okay, we will figure it out. So should I explain from creating a branch once again?
Yes.
Okay. So you can took a branch as a copy of your project. Means if you are working on more than one changes at a time, you can just create a branch, work on a particular change, create another branch, work on a particular change. The both branches are having no relation between them. Just the both branches are linked to one branch, which is main branch. You can take changes from each branch to main branch, upgrade the main branch, delete the other branch. Means you can just think it is of an extra branch provided where you can try the changes, is it working or not. If it is working, you can check, you can pull the changes to the main branch and go with it. So I am means GitHub is showing one thing here, we will have a look at. Okay, I think in forks we will be able to see. Yeah, so as you can see here, this particular branch is created here. It means that we have created a branch from main, which have made one commit and then again merged into main. And then the branch is deleted, so it is not having any further history ahead. So as you are able to get, you can think it is of a divider, means it is this is a main branch and it is dividing it from other branch to for some updates or some bug fixes, anything which means usually when you run any product, you don't think that you should harm the original product. Means for example, you are running an app and you need to make some changes in that. You will obviously you will not touch the part which is running, means which is under the process. Means for example, Amazon is having one application. Amazon needs to add some feature. Then firstly, Amazon will create a branch, add those feature, check them. If everything works fine, then only the Amazon will merge those in the main branch. So directly any feature is not getting added. So as you might have heard the beta versions or the developer version. So these are all the branches, means the branch versions which runs on the upgraded features. So in GitHub, you can create the branch like this. You just need to go here, type branch, for example, create branch. This will create a separate branch for you. And now what should we do? What should we edit? Let's edit the readme file once again. What should we add here? Okay, let's add GitHub workshop demo. Okay. So till now it is clear that we have created a branch and we have make changes in a readme file.
Yes.
Okay. So on GitHub also we can directly commit the changes. I think you don't get that. On GitHub we can directly click commit changes after we make the changes and the changes will be committed. So you can also add the message, but it's obviously optional. But I will refer that while doing the changes. Okay, let's add it. Added about the workshop in readme. Okay, so I will commit the changes. So in our branch, named branch, the changes are getting committed. So you can check here. See, the branch had recent pushes less than a minute ago. Means we have created one commit in a branch and the GitHub is showing that your branch is ahead of your main. So you can check it here. Let's have a look at the graph. Network. See, as you can see, our branch is ahead of the main. Is it clear now what exactly the branch is doing? The
Yes,
branch
sir.
is ahead one commit. Means the commit which we done now is one ahead of the screenshot which we are having at the main. So after creating the pull request you can just think means you are updating the screenshot with the files which are not there. It will not update the whole copy. It will just update the few changes. You can create a compare and pull request here. Yes, as you can see here, when you scroll down, you are able to see the 3 additions and 0 deletions because we have not deleted anything. So it is showing what changes we have done. So it is clear till now.
Yes.
Okay, so now what we'll do, we will create a pull request. Okay, so this is the way you can create a pull request to any project. Just follow the conventions because we are running short of time. I am not focusing on the conventions like giving descriptions, giving proper commit message, but that is also very important. Okay, so we have created a pull request. Shall we merge it or any doubt is there?
Rohan.
Okay, sure. So we will merge it. So merge pull request. Yeah. So now if we check our main branch, it will be ahead of our branch. See, you can have a look at it. The branch is getting merged into main one. So the network graphs clear the concept of branches mostly. So yeah, as we can see, our GitHub page is also live. So this is our GitHub page. So there is one activity for all of you that you need to go to the index.html file. Just add your name with the paragraph type. I think everyone knows HTML. So you can just add your name below it and do all the process, practice it and create a pull request. I will be happy to review and merge it. So yeah, that's it all from my side. Anything questions if you would like to ask, I will be happy to answer. And thank you for all of you for attending session. I will be great. Means there was a really great response from all of you.
Thank you so much, Rohan, and thank you everybody who attended this session. I hope सबको समझ आया अच्छे से. अच्छा, can you brief peer review once again? Yeah, Rohan, I think you have questions in the chat box.
Yeah, peer review means I think you are asking about the pull request review, right? Okay. So what we will do is that can anyone create a quick pull request so we can review it, or should we review some other pull request? Just let me know. We should review other pull request, or any one of you is creating pull request. Okay. So what we will do? I am having some repositories. We will review that pull request. Means I will just show how we can review the pull request. So this is one project of AD Hub community, the link free project. Here we are having few pull requests. So let's review this. So this is a demo pull request. As you can see, many of our community members have already reviewed it. Okay, so not get it will be too complex for review. Okay, what I will do, I will create a pull request quickly and we will review it. Just I will add a new file, review.txt for example, and then we will write please review me, commit. So this is the same process which we followed for the branch part. We will create a pull request from the branch to our main part. This is created new file. We are following all the conventions. New file, okay, sorry, named review. Yes, I hope it's right. Yeah, review. This is demo pull request to explain how the PR review process works. Okay, so let's create a pull request. So yeah, this is a pull request. What the issue is that I will not be able to review my own PR. So okay, let me check my any old repositories having any pull request pending. This might have some. Okay, so yeah, we can have this pull request. So yeah, the person has made the pull request. The pull request consists of 3 commits. Okay, so let's review it. So I have assigned myself as a reviewer. You can go into commit. You can just file, you can go to the file changed. Okay. So what you can see here is from the line 226 to line 231, the things are getting added. Okay. So you can just, there are 3 parts in a pull request review. You can just comment out, means of feedback. For example, you don't need to make the changes to the code you are just making some feedback. Means the changes are nice, the changes are not as per me, something like that. Approve means you are agreeing with the changes made by the person and ready to merge it. So it is the approve part. And request changes means the changes you are not happy with, you are asking that person to make the means to change the changes which he has made. Means we are just requesting to make the changes. Okay, I will do, let me quickly check, are the changes okay? Okay, so I will approve the changes and you will see this LZTM. So I think you, let's see how many of you know the meaning of LZTM. Let's see.
Looks looks good to me.
What? Uh, Abdul, you was not audible.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, that is also true, but you can take it as let's get this merged also. There are many other meanings also, but let's get this merge is the most common one. When we are happy with the changes made by the person, we give its LGTM and then some celebration signs or something like that. So you just need to submit the review and that's it. This is the process you can do while reviewing someone's pull request. I hope, Sahil, that was the thing which you was asking and it is clear. Okay, cool.
So if you have questions, guys, you can ask him.
Yeah, and even if you can unmute and ask, no issues.
Also, there are like most of the FAs. So, can you like share your experience, like how you started contributing to open source? So that will be beneficial for them too.
Okay, so as I'm in second year, I started with the open source. I think in last year January. The first program which I participated was the Girl Script open source, means GSSOC. Um, I think the registration forms open somehow in a February or something like that. It is a 3 month program in which many students come with their project, and I was a participant in that. I think SFC Foundation was a project in which I contributed. Himanshu was leading that project. The project was about the web development. We have to create one website for an charitable organization which is in Jalandhar named SFC Foundation. Actually, that project helped me in creating a website from scratch. Means actually not many people were in that project. 4 to 5 people were handling all the website, and one person was there for backend, and I was looking to the front end. Himanshu was a project admin, and he was guiding us throughout the designing part, how the team exactly needs the design, how the animation should be there. So I get connected with many people with the help of a girl script. Means learning also there was much learning. Means I learned about the JavaScript in much detail, about the animations, about how one page should look like, how an website is hosted. Means I learned many things from Himanshu. I think he's 1 year senior to me. So yeah, I learned many things from him. Then I joined the ID Hub community also. The community is really awesome that everyone is ready to help you at any time. AD is also an amazing. Then I met Praveen in Girl Script only, but I was not known to him. But during Let's Grow More, I have worked with him. He was a project manager, and I was a coordinating project manager. See, I learned a lot things from him also. He's currently in a JP Morgan at London, and then again we'll see is also there. She's also 2 years senior to me. Tejas, all everyone is really amazing, and if you are contributing to the community is going to help you back. It's literally, if I ask anyone any help, they are ready to help me. Even if they are not having the tech stack, they ask their friends to help me out. So yeah, the community is really inclusive. Then Unnati is also there. She's leading Codex Scribe nowadays. And Vaishnavi is also there. Recently I joined about Michi Spotlight as an open source mod. Yeah, many things are there. Can't express in a single session.
Yeah, that's great. So it is, yes, we have also benefited from the community. Like, we were also not known to open source. We came to know it. Then we, like, what we can, we pulled the merge request and everything. So that is a different experience. Also, that helps us, like, having a GitHub account in green is like, as a coder we get excited that yes, the GitHub map is green in color throughout the year.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to be consistent. Means just don't commit the means for being consistent, don't go on committing the changes. If the changes are really good, go and commit it. Just don't create a demo commit to keep your graph green. Means that's not a good practice to do. But yes, the
Yes.
green squares excites me a lot. As today, I think I might get a 5 green squares, and I think they are worth it because I have explained at least 2 to 3 people among us have learned something new today. Yeah, 11 contributions. Yeah, if anyone is having any question, feel free to ask. I will be happy to answer. And it's okay if you don't get it for a first time because it's really a complex. Means when I was studying, I was also not getting how to contribute, how to create a pull request, how to merge changes, how to stage changes. Yeah, it's really complex part. Means I will not say it is a complex, but it is really confusing part. Means when we shift from 11, 12 to the engineering, uh, we are not familiar with the practical knowledge. We just go on and read books. But in these open source things, you don't need to remember anything. You just need to get the things and keep doing it. Everything you will get to know time by time. You just can't sit on one day and grab the book, read everything, get to know. No, it's nothing like that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rohan, for the session. Thank you, everybody, for attending. And I guess Siddhi has an announcement to make.
Okay, okay.
Siddhi,
Hello,
you
am
there?
I
Yeah.
audible? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
you
Siddhi,
are.
you
yes.
are audible.
Okay, so Rohan, that was a great session. And thanks for joining in and attending the session. So, there is one task for you guys. As you know, we are keeping some games and all in the WhatsApp group. So, to be on the leaderboard, we have one task for you. So, today you have learned about VS Code and Git. So, what we want you to do is you have to make a GitHub repository on your through your account and just commit something in it, like it's just for practice. And after that you have to take the link of the repository and prepare a kind of text wherein you will write what have you learned throughout the session, and you will post all this, like the link to the GitHub repository and also your learnings from the session on LinkedIn, tagging Rohan as well as Hack Club RIT. So the people, like some people will be awarded some points that would be on the leaderboard. We'll reveal it tomorrow, those who are getting points. But we hope everybody does this and share your learning among everybody. Yeah, Rohan has given his website link as well, so you
Yeah, I
can
have
connect to
given a
him.
website link. You all can get connected with me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere.
ओके, आई होप द टास्क इज क्लियर टू यू। एंड आज कुछ गेम्स में होगा यही टास्क है, सो मेक श्योर यू तुम लोग थोड़ा अच्छे से सब अपना लर्निंग्स एक्सप्रेस करो, बिकॉज टॉप 3 पीपल विल बी गेटिंग सम पॉइंट्स एंड लीडर बोर्ड पे आ जाओगे, और क्या चाहिए। एंड किसी को कुछ डाउट रहेगा यू कैन डीएम मी, और मतलब इधर भी बोल सकते हो कुछ डाउट है टास्क के रिगार्डिंग तो।
Yeah, and feel free to DM me for anything, any help which you are needing. No issues. You can DM me on LinkedIn, Twitter, anywhere. No problem. Okay, Abdul is
So
asking
like
what you need.
yeah, so
Okay.
basically
Wait a second. Abdul, you have to like make a अभी जो रोहन ने सब तुमको बताया, you just have to revise it by making a GitHub repository of your own. जो भी concept है, you can make a GitHub repository and commit something like जो भी एक C program commit कर दो या एक Python program commit कर दो, जो भी है, but practice जो भी आज के session में हुआ है, and after that you will take the GitHub repository का link and share your learning, मतलब तुमने क्या क्या learn किया throughout the session, like कौन से command या जो भी तुम लोग ने learn किया throughout the session, will post it on LinkedIn, ठीक है? And उसके
Yeah,
मतलब and you will tag Hack Club RIT and Rohan as well. So Rohan has posted his website link. You can connect to him over there, like LinkedIn, Instagram, किधर भी. And PPT link भी दिया गया है chat box में. So make sure you check it out. And कुछ doubt रहेगा तो DM कर दो and make sure कि तुम publicly अपना learning share करो. It is a good practice. Okay, किसी को doubt? अब्दुल I hope समझ गया तुमको task. एंड हाँ
Yeah,
वो
thank you.
जो भी टॉप 3 रहेंगे मतलब जजिंग विल बी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कितने अच्छे से तुम एक्सप्रेस कर पाए हो अपनी लर्निंग एंड उसके हिसाब से विल रिवॉर्ड टॉप 3 पीपल विद सम पॉइंट्स सो दैट लीडर बोर्ड पे आ जाएंगे एंड दिस इज द टास्क फॉर टुडे ओके एंड मेक श्योर वो लिंक्डइन का पोस्ट का लिंक तुम शेयर करो एटलीस्ट व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे ताकि हमको पता तो चले तुमने पोस्ट किया है ठीक है ओके आई थिंक वी शुड कंक्लूड हियर or if anybody has any doubts they can ask. Rohan is here.